Alright. Let's see how this team works.
Coach, it is a perfect night here in the capital city of Atlanta, Georgia. We've got the roof open, and we are ready to go at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Atlanta Falcons. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll run it now out of the gun.
Oh,
and
my God.
Tackle broken. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
On the toss play, this is Drake. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. Out of the gun, Watson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
The Texans send the punter out. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Set. 80 weapons, 30 base. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's go.
They begin with a run by Davis. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Hey, 50 to Mike, 50.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Down. 15, line. 15 line. 15. Oh, here we go. Oh. Check 15. Check 15. Hard. Five.
A first down carry for Davis. $23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Well, what made that toss out to the right so successful? Because it looked pretty easy.
A belief in the play, an absolute execution by all 11 on the offensive side of the ball. Everyone took care of their assignment, but the reason they did so, every time that play is called, they think it's going to go for big yardage. It's their staple play, and they love to run it.
Ready? Double tie. Everyone go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. A dump off for Davis. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other.
Injuries are
Gain
on.
of 6.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here.
I'm playing right now.
Long way to go, but you're right. That's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, to have that dagger play, to have that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. He was looking for Dante Moncrief that time. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain a scoreless game. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. He wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
On first down, Drake. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
That one goes for 24 yards.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Here's Watson. The quick slant caught. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
At the 1-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Back to throw, Watson. He'll buy some time right.
Oh, left
and
nothing.
got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. From a yard out, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Try to run it. Oh, right.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, you know, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
Now the defense going to use the first of their time.
Uh-oh.
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Alpha.
2nd and 10. Going right side here, and that's complete. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, echo.
Now back to throw. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Recon, 152 fighter. 52. Ready.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
That's another Falcons first down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Set. 8 read.
6-0 our score after one.
The score, Texans 6, Falcons nothing.
Nope. Did not yet. I got it. I just haven't looked at
18
it.
Gator. All day defense, all day. Shoot.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB.
Oh,
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Flushed out right. Going to go to Clement here out of the backfield.
Oh!
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 36.
Watch the twist. 36, 36. Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush. Check the backer, check the backer. Watch, hit it.
They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. And this will be incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down.
5. They're running it.
Looking to throw. Clement. Jordan Reed has it. And a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
You know, if this is the regular season, partner, we'd be talking about just how costly a mistake that was, but probably good for him to get it out of his system right now.
Just hope for him and the team it's not a sign of things to come.
Yeah, without a doubt. Plus, got to worry about making the team. Those types of errors don't help you.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Clement. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the Texans' 8-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Look. Squeeze.
On 2nd down, Clement. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense tried to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case.
Ready, set. Hey, we got Mike 50, huh? I got you. Kill. Check 37. Out. Hey, alert 3. Check. Lucky. 49, check 49. Get it.
They'll run with Clement, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Travis. Hey, high 7.
2nd and 5. Being chased out left. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tajay Sharp, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah,
what happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh. Smooth.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, my. You know that's one that he'll want to have back. I mean, they did everything right. Got the linebackers commit on the play action. He just flat out missed.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Lutz's kick is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away.
Probably.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27.
How does it come down?
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On second down, it's Drake. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Ready, ready. 60 yards. He can't hang.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And that will be incomplete. That close on third down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on third and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Second and 3 at the 11-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Showing up. Showing up. Look at me. Zipper. 5.
They'll run the toss to Clement. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing on first down. Clement. Now they set up the screen for Clement. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And happy. Not only did we just see back-to-back nice games, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on, you heave one deep and you catch him close to the spot.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Go. Hey, Mike 52. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. Get it.
Back to throw. Clement. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on third down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
On the ready.
Check back 33. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Ready.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Jamin Mills. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Back to throw now on first down. They'll set up the screen to Drake. Room here to run. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Kenyon Drake as the first half is winding down. And the Texans push further out in front. Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top two options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route. Worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? But a lot of offenses say touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get one look, and they make their decision off of that. He went through three. That was impressive.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and now it's second down. To throw again, Clement. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh.
Check, Mike 42.
Hey, Haywood. 5.
A final shot before break. Clement. Looking long for his tight end Reed. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Sorry to that.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. Now the ball comes loose, and the Texans scoop it, and they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there.
I don't like that one. That one's a little bit... Oh, come on. I can't review that.
On that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
47's the mic. 47's the mic. I got you, stick.
Looking to throw. Clement. That's complete to Sharp.
Come on, Sharp.
He'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. An explosive 38-yard pickup. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
Hey, Zoo.
Off play action. Clement. And this one complete to Reed. 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tajay Sharp, the intended target, but it's going to be second down.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Three down. Ready.
Throwing again. Clement. That's complete. Right around the 8. And he's brought down. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker. And you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
They'll try to run this one in. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Corey Clement taking it in. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. They were able to stop him at the line on first down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination. And they got it done on the second try.
Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
Oh, God, just missed that.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the 1st half.
Let's see if they do just that. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
Nice,
he couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He'll take a shot. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First week of the preseason, probably not the pass, the impression that the rookie wants to leave right there.
Yeah, no probably about it, because that's not what you want to do to try and impress your new coaching staff, try to impress your locker room, and most importantly, yourself. Probably spent all night last night saying, don't throw an interception early. Make sure you take care of the football. But now he's got it out of the way. Hopefully he can just settle in and move on.
Check. Fresno. 61. Matchbox light. They go.
Off the play fake. Clement. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Clement. Throw left side complete. That's 4th. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 56 yards.
Falcons, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Back to throw. Clement. His throw caught. What about the 5? And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
So far, this quarterback is good.
Here's Clement. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the 1st half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Third down and goal now. This Houston defense not backing down. They'll look for one more stop. Looking to throw. Clement. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open. Left him nowhere to go with the football. Had to absorb the sack.
Now Lutz for the field goal try.
the field goal.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that's going to tie us at 13. They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, it does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Second and 9 now. Flush to his right. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Second and 2. His throw incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll drop to throw. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. D. Ford able to put an end to that play, and in so doing puts an end to this 3rd quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back.
That better not be a bad injury. That better not be a bad injury.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe bashed it.
Super toe.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
45, Mike, 45.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12.
3 bud.
Operating from the gun. Clement is going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And the Texans first down.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Drake. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Back to throw here. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Powers. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 14.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Go! Let's go!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. It's complete to Drake. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? In the West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
Back to throw. Steps away to his left. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Outlaw. Hey, Haywood.
To throw on second down. Clement escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Ready.
Running, it's Drake. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Looking for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Duke Dawson picks it. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning.
He's got daylight. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10, for touchdown, Falcons. Corey Clement, 84 yards, and the Falcons have taken the lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Lutz with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide?
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. So he actually goes back about 9 yards on the return, but the interception is clean, and they have the pigskin, and they take over. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. On the ground, it's Clement to start the drive. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Wide open.
There we go, Reed.
Complete. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Jordan Reed, 63 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
All right, he's definitely not the quarterback of the future, but he's our quarterback.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because
it's caught inside the 25. A huge play there for Houston. 51 yards. They're going to look to throw. That's going to be caught. A good pickup there, a 22. They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. A run, it's Clement. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Shoot. 57, Mike. Mike 57. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. 57. Mike 57. Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to Bravo. Keep moving. Convert. Ready?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And the ball is knocked out. And the Texans scoop it. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And can you believe this? A big mistake leads to a defensive touchdown, and they're a point away from tying this thing up. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. 17 yards and a 1st down for Atlanta. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Hey, Oregon. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist. No, check that. We want Mike to go.
Back to throw. Clement. He's going to rifle one deep left side. This is touchdown, Falcons. A big play there with time running out. And they have taken the lead here in the final minute. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Lutz good on the extra point. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Under 10, 64, weak.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.